second question is for Mr. Sadasivam. Being a retired teacher, do you have any issues within the education system that needs to be addressed?
Let's start with Stan, and then...
Why not, Stan? Let me think a bit. Let me clear my throat.
Okay. First of all, that I'm not a retired teacher. I resigned from the services because of differences of opinion. And there was a very big issue when the policy... There was a time that when the policy changes. In fact, from 1970s when I joined the service, I've been watching. I was a very... I'll say that not an active politician, but I love politics. So I've been following all the issues. So every move that has been made by the government, the policies from 1972, those who know me knows. I've been having a collection of all those articles. That has been my hobby, paper cuttings. So I have raised questions and I put across views for whenever there's a changes. The constant changes have irritated many teachers. So I was one of them. In the late 90s, in fact early 90s, that was the time that the technical education scheme was introduced. That was after when the Gochotong policy, the Working education policy was introduced in 1980s. They had the 3 streaming system in primary school. Express, monolingual, extended, monolingual, and so on. Now, teachers are not happy about it because we feel that we are compartmentalizing the students for whose benefit nobody knows. But we have got no say because it was just forced upon us and the teachers have to take and implement that kind of system. But subsequently, there was a change. I think it could be due to tie up with the IT educational system. Because at one stage, from the primary 6, extended education ends at 8 years, after which they could go to IT and vocational. But then they realized the age group was an issue, because NS liability comes later. So that's the time a policy was changed, whereby in secondary school, technical education was introduced. So Sec 1 students have to go for technical lessons and so on. Some selected schools. So we were called up. Teachers were called up, and that was the time there was a very big gathering of teachers, and they started to highlight to us that as though that we are all selected teachers to do the privileged job. That students are being entrusted to the secondary school teachers so that we are supposed to take care of them. So as I said, I was very irritated. So I stood up and I questioned them. And unfortunately, I was the only one who took the floor, raised up more than 10 questions. The rest were just supporting, because I was voicing the opinion of all the teachers. Because I bluntly put it across to the ministry officials. Whenever they come for the visit schools, they will visit the good schools, which has got no problems. So I questioned them. I said, have anyone visited neighborhood schools? You will see the gangsterism. You see the problems the teachers are facing. Teachers could not conduct classes. As Mr. Tan said, 40 students in a class. Teachers spend days to prepare for the lesson. All you need just one notorious student in the class to disrupt the lesson. That's it. The lesson gone. The 39 students will not get any benefit at all. So who cares about it? So such system exists. The teachers, unfortunately, could not voice that. Not many could. Because, as I say, it's actually like we are bonded laborers. But government claims that we are government servants. But the question is, we are servants. For whom? That is the problem. And then there was an incident in school. When I was teaching in Yuanqing Secondary School, there was one boy who came charging at a teacher. The teacher was running for life. It took place physically, and we witnessed it. Teachers witnessed that incident. So we got hold of the boy, suspended. He was given a suspension order. But within 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, I think within a day or two, the boy walked back to school because the father was involved in the grassroots organization. So, pull strings, and the boy walked back to school. He was given a hero's welcome. Now, what is the position of the teacher? Who cares about the teacher? He could not speak up, could not go to the press. He has to be there sitting there. How long more? So such issues make me to voice up, walk out. That's it.
In the interest of time, I will want to ask our candidates also to keep their responses brief so we can take in more questions. I think there are a lot more questions. Well, you go ahead and answer.
Okay. I think it's a good sign, although we do not come together. I mean, I don't know the other government scholars beforehand. In fact, I don't even know who Benjamin Jui is until I read in the papers, and or Jimmy Lee or whoever. I know who Tony Tan is, but only because he approached me after the release of my paper. Hazel Poor and Tony Tan, they came and they talked to me after my paper and said that clarify certain things about what I wrote in my paper, because they were also forming up their ideas about their manifesto, about what they're going to say in politics. So I think it's a good sign. And I think we all separately come out. There is no conspiracy or there is no plan to rise in opposition to the government. This is where, the difference, as a student of politics, you will know there's a difference between Karl Marx and Lenin. Marx believes in spontaneous revolution by the masses, but Lenin said you must organize them. You must organize the masses before you can overthrow. So I think Lenin was right. Marx was not so right, because he depended on people to rise up spontaneously. But in this case, in the case of government scholars, I think we are all coming out on our own I'm older than them. I wouldn't know. They were not yet in school when I was... So they are younger than me. I'm older than them. I wouldn't know them in school. So they have come up, and I think they do give encouragement to others that here are young scholars and I have similar views, and I'm sure it wraps up subconsciously, although I may not be directly influenced by them. Subconsciously it adds up, and I think subconscious is a favorite subject of Dr. Ang as a psychiatrist. He will quote to you, about how dreams are the royal route to the subconscious. So I don't have dreams about all this. All I have, maybe you can have nightmares, but not dreams. So I think it's subconscious. It's good that these people come out. That after that, Benjamin Lee and Benjamin Pui, and then now I'm coming out. And Dr. Ang is also a government scholar as well. He was sent to do postgraduate work in Edinburgh on psychiatry. So I hope we give each other encouragement that we are prepared to there is enormous risk for anyone coming into opposition politics. We put our risk to our career, risk to our family members. So, and yet we are prepared to come out. In fact, lots of people say, we admire your courage in coming out. All of us have these views, but we have no courage. But please, continue the good work. We give you our support. I'm thankful for that. And I hope many people will come out as well, and family members will support either your father, your brothers or sisters, to come out, to pursue your dreams, to follow your star for the good of the country. So this is where I think, I hope not just government scholars, but everyone who is encouraged, who has certain things to contribute, follow your star, please.
Thank you.